It is now my great pleasure to introduce Kyle Cina from the School of Education to offer the graduate student address on behalf of the class of 2022.
Good afternoon, School of Education graduates, faculty, staff, administrators, parents, guardians, and extended family. Let me first begin by thanking the faculty for asking me to be the speaker for today's ceremony. It was a surprise and an honor of which I hope I am worthy. There's a lot of people I'm about to thank. If I leave anyone out, it wasn't out of maliciousness. Thank you to Dr. Eric Martin, Dean of the School of Education, Mary Ellen Hoffman, Associate Dean for Administration, Dr. Victoria Nunez, a professor to whom I owe much of my success, Paul Lorenzoni, who helped me navigate my last semester successfully, and to Mercy College and the School of Education as a whole, because without your program, I would not be where I am today. I would be remiss if I did not also thank the administrators, faculty, and academy team at Hendrick Hudson High School who have helped shape and support my growth as an educator over the last 4 years. Last, but certainly first in my heart, I would also like to thank my parents, my family, and Jess, the love of my life. To those of you sitting before me, congratulations. You have or are entering one of the most important professions that society has deemed integral to equity, inclusion, and investment in our collective futures. As an English teacher in the academy at Hendrick Hudson High School, I have tried to live up to those values over the last 4 years. Of course, it will go without saying that while this may be the ethos for education, we are all aware that there is an uneven playing field our students face. For some students, your classroom may feel like the closest thing to home that they've had. For some students, you may be the turning point that helps them escape abuse. For some students, you may be the only teacher that hands out a pencil, never expecting to get it back, the only guarantee that they'll have breakfast, or the only class that allows them to feel listened to rather than spoken at. You'll save lives even if you won't know that you were successful. By the same token, you have or will experience hardship. Many of us have taught through the pandemic, seeing the difficulties in reaching students, the outsized expectations nationwide of catching students up academically without supporting them emotionally, and a reality that simply bringing students back to school is not the panacea we assumed it would be. It has and will be difficult to remember the impact you have every day in the face of struggle. But I challenge all of us, myself included, to rail against this. Pause for a moment, everyone. Think back, and I'm sure there's a teacher you remember fondly, someone who had the positive impact on you that you needed at the time. If we keep thinking, I bet many of us could also remember the opposite. Teacher who, with a quick word or a twist of the mouth, made you feel less than everyone else in class. I'm 35 years old, and I still remember being in 4th grade, being done with a quiz, doodling Spider-Man in my notebook, as you would do. My teacher took my notebook from me, took it to her desk, returned it with a note that said, "Stop wasting your time." I loved drawing, but from then on, that phrase would be in the back of my head anytime I picked up a pencil to sketch something. Now, the reason I say this is because no matter how hard things become, we are here to serve, support, and cheerlead for our students. If we slip and let the weight of what we may be burned out from facing enter our classrooms, we could become the bad memory that a child carries forever. That's why I challenge all of us to always remember that our students come first and that every word we say, move we make, and expression on our face will be nestled away in their memory. It is up to us all to make sure that those memories are ones of positivity, of feeling agency, and knowing that they are empowered and controlling the controllable. I will also tell you about the community that can only be experienced in our field. On Saturday, April 30th, I lost my grandmother, Sarah Rich, a strong and wonderful woman that I was lucky enough to call family. The days before that were a mad dash to get plane tickets, write lesson plans, reach out to administrators, and find a way to make it down south in time. Walked my classes through what they would be doing on my last day in New York. When I returned on Monday the 2nd, I knew I would have to check in on all my students to see if they had any issues or needed help. Instead, what I found was students taking time to check in on me. Students who smiled when they found me in my classroom, coming up to give me a fist bump, ask me if I was okay, or coming in with furrowed brows of concern to just say hi. Teachers stopped in to give me a hug or came down 2 flights of stairs to check on me during their prep periods. Thank you, Nick. For all I've talked about the impact we will have on our students, we can't neglect to honor the impact they will have on us. When you build a community with your students, they will reciprocate, and they will try to support you just as you've supported them, even if they don't finish all the work you left for them. Whether you're just starting out or continuing your career, let this commencement be an opportunity to bolster yourself and your reason for entering our field. Though the fruits of our labor won't be harvested for years when our students are successfully on the pathways of their choice, know that our role in cultivating that future began with the decisions that have led us here today. Congratulations to you all, to your families, and to your future students. Thank you.